Welcome back, Community Focus, here on Channel 6 TV. I'm Kenny Fogle, your host. Glad you could be with us today. And I've got Gary Bishop here. And if anybody knows Gary very well here in the Bardstown and Nelson County area, they know Gary's got his hand in just about everything that goes on in Nelson County. So getting him to stop by today was an ordeal. Gary, thanks for taking a few minutes out of your day stopping by.
My pleasure, Kenny.
Well, I know you didn't take the word retired very seriously when you retired several years ago, and you're now in the volunteer stage of your life, pretty much.
I'm employed in volunteering, I guess would be a way to put that. Yeah, when I retired, I was looking for things to do, and you have to be careful what you open yourself up for. But in all honesty, I mean, I've got a lot of things going on, but they're all good things.
And you enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because every time I talk to somebody in some group somewhere, and I say, well, we've got Gary Bishop working on this, or we need to get Gary involved in this. But so volunteering has become sort of a way of your life. I mean, you won this past year. You were named, what was it, Volunteer of the Year? Was that the title at the Chamber of Commerce dinner?
Yeah, I was honored to receive the Ron Filkins Award from the Kentucky Standard this year. So,
well, I think it's pretty much going away that you were a consensus to get that this year, simply and probably for other years around. But you become synonymous with the word volunteer. So not only are you a volunteer, but you're looking for others to follow in your footsteps.
and that's correct. I mean, as I said at the awards dinner, I got involved when I retired in 2012, about 4 or 5 years ago. I started out with the Red Cross, got involved with United Way with you, have become involved at the Guthrie Opportunity Center, and then Kim Houston and Dick Heaton and I are working on a thing that's called the Bourbon Task Force, which is it's a thing in itself that's taking on a whole new life. But yeah, so I've got a lot of things in the volunteer in the community. Plus, I'm involved in the Knights of Columbus, as are you. So, yeah, I've got a lot going on, but it's all good.
But the thing about it going on is you've got some, a lot of people want to volunteer, and that's great that they want to volunteer, but it's nice to bring a talent or expertise to the volunteer. Now, right now, let's just use the Bourbon City Task Force. What you're doing there is pretty highly technical stuff that you're bringing to Bardstown that a lot of people just couldn't offer.
Well, I mean, my technological background of what I did when I was working is coming to bear on that, but there's also a lot of other things going on, and a lot of other people are bringing their expertise to the table too. I mean, we've got 21 people from the community that are part of the Bourbon Task Force. There are actually 4 different groups that are teams that are a part of that task force that are looking at everything from PR to engaging partners, community relations and things. So it's not just about the technology, but it's about the other things. It's about, when you look at the task force, it's about how do we do things to help educate people about what Bardstown has to offer, both as visitors as well as those folks that live here in the community. So it's more well-rounded than just the technology.
So the point is, if somebody out there wants to volunteer and their reasoning is I don't know how to do anything. I don't have anything to offer. They do have something to offer.
Yeah, and that's true. I mean, you're correct. I mean, anybody that has spare time, that's retired or has some time that they can offer here in the community, there's always a need for volunteers. I mean, there's always a need for different levels of volunteering. Whether you can volunteer for an hour or 2 hours, or you can volunteer for multiple hours, everybody's looking for people to help. And in this community and in every community, there's always the need. There's always a need for people to give their time and give their expertise. And it's not about this program or that program. It's about the entire community and how can we help in the multiple ways that are out there that need exists.
Well, I know a lot of people are concerned how to go about volunteering, because I know at the United Way office I'll get calls and say, I'd like to volunteer. And I said, well, what do you want to do? I really don't know. You tell me what needs to be done. And you've got to find the volunteer and you got to find the source of somebody needing a volunteer and mesh those two together. And it's not as simple as it sounds.
Yeah, no, and it is not. I mean, and each organization has their own challenges with that. I mean, I found that with the Red Cross. The Guthrie Opportunity Center is the same thing. Even the task force. or even at church. I mean, every Sunday at church, there's a call for volunteers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a member at St. Joe, so Father Terry's up there this last Sunday saying, we need volunteers. If you're interested, come by the parish hall. Again, if you've got the time and you have interest and you know of organizations or the churches, or even down at St. Vincent de Paul, they need people to help. Mm-hmm. Go by and ask. But for the organizations, it's important, to your point, that the organizations need to say, these are the things we need. These are the amount of hours that it'll take to fill this job. So you almost have to have like volunteer job applications or job descriptions. And we're finding that at the Go Center that's a need. We had the same thing at the Red Cross. Is it to support blood drives? Is it to man the office? Is it to do the emergency on-call for fires or things like that? But you've got to shape that, and then it's getting that roster and then being able to know when people are available.
Again, you're exactly right, because there's a lot of organizations out there that are looking for volunteers, and to marry them up with the right people, it is difficult. Again, you say churches. I know we had this room in the inn that just ended just a few weeks ago. Starts back up in October, and they're always looking for volunteers for that. But it's difficult because some people are introverts, some people are extroverts. There's different levels of what you want to do as a volunteer. Some people can volunteer maybe in an office, and some people may want to have to, like you said, with the Red Cross, want to be right out there where the fire is.
Exactly. I mean, people are, boots on the ground. I mean, I'll be talking at the Guthrie Opportunity Center Gala on the 22nd on Saturday night about the different things that people can do to help us out there. One thing is with on-the-go foods and things that we've started out there, we now have a need for boots on the ground. We need people to come in and help with food preparation and packaging. We're also starting to look at a homebound meals program in partnership with St. Vincent de Paul. So we need people to help prepare and package those. We have a delivery need for that, and St. Vincent de Paul has a delivery need for this Meals on Wheels or homebound type of activity that they're looking at. That's a type of boots on the ground, where those are set periods of time during the day that people know that 5 days a week we need this. But then there's other volunteers that we need at the Go Center that are involved with social media, are involved with managing our volunteers. And these are things that can be done remotely, to where you don't have to be at the Go Center to do it. You can do it from your home. And then we're also starting a thing called the A-List, which is an advocate program that people, you don't have to come to the Go Center, you don't have to do anything, but you need to be able to speak about the Go Center, get on the A-List, get the newsletter, and be able to communicate that need within the community. So there's as your time is available, you can do that.
Okay, we'll put you on the spot right here. What is the Go Center? For a lot of people, we know what the Red Cross is, and a lot of people know what the Bourbon Task Force is. What is the Go Center?
Sorry, I'm doing shorthand, you're right. The Guthrie Opportunity Center is located at 900 Nutter Drive, which is out near Tower Automotive. It's a facility that provides vocational training opportunities to Bardstown and Nelson County High School students. It has an in-house work program that employs about 50 to 60 individuals that do contract work for Fastenal, Heaven Hill, other manufacturers here in town that bring their packaging or their pick and pack type activities, and that is done on a contract basis. Also out there, we now have a new bottling facility called Rebart, which is doing bottling for the Bourbon Barrel Foods manufacturing group out of Louisville. And then we also have the On The Go Foods, which is our retail outlet that does catering, it does lunchtime meals, and then it does specialty meals. And so the employees in that, we have a chef, Rick Hagan, who is on staff, and then Lydia Piles is there, and then we have a couple of volunteers. But the 6 employees that we have are all adult handicap members of our community. So the Guthrie Opportunity Center is about empowering those with intellectual and developmentally developmental disabilities here in the Nelson County area.
And I've been out there, and there's tremendous work ethic. They show up on time. I mean, they can teach us a lot of things.
And they love their work, and they really get a lot out of being able to have that employment, to be able to apply their abilities. And if you've got the opportunity, or you've got the time, or you're looking for a very delicious lunch, which is sandwiches, soups, and salads, stop by 900 Nutter Drive and go in and pick up lunch, and you'll find that it's a pretty amazing meal.
Okay, somebody out there is approaching retirement, and they said, I don't want to sit home and watch Gunsmoke Bonanza all day. I do want to get out and serve my community and do something. What's your best advice to them?
Well, I mean, take a look around the community. Ask at your church. I mean, the church knows a lot of things that are going on. There is a lot of need, like homebound meals. They're looking for people that can give, 2 or 3 hours, that are willing to drive to get out to deliver meals. St. Vincent de Paul also has the Bread for Life food pantry down at the City of Bardstown Education Center, down on Muir Street. Down there, you can go down. They have people that assist with shopping, that are doing different things there. Again, St. Vincent de Paul has their store down on Broadway and
2nd Street.
And 2nd Street. It's down on 2nd Street. And they're always looking for people to sort and pick through donated items and help to put them out on the shelf, and to help people shop down there as well.
Okay, well, we got you in here, learned all kinds of things today. Like I said, we know you're extremely busy, but first of all, we do want to congratulate you on your award at the Chamber of Commerce Dinner, Volunteer Extraordinaire, and if we can give it to you again next year, maybe you'll repeat. I don't think they do that.
I don't think they do that, Kenny.
But you never know. Yeah. Well, Gary, I do appreciate all you've been doing. Like I said, it's the volunteers, and I really do mean this sincerely. The volunteers, I really do think, makes the most difference in our area, because it's not something you're doing because it's your job. It's something you're doing from your heart. And when you go to bed at night, you sleep well, for one thing, because first of all, you're wore out, and secondly, you've done something good for your community that day.
Yeah, and thanks. I mean, I appreciate the award, but again, in our community, as in every community, there's always need. There's never enough money, and there's never enough manpower that we can hire, but volunteers can help fill that void and help that program or the community be even better.
Okay, well, again, if you want to find out some of these organizations, I do invite you to go to our website, which, matter of fact, Gary takes care of for us at the United Way. Is TriCountyKYUW.com, TriCountyKentuckyUnitedWay.com. Look us up, and there's a spot on there for agencies, and it's got most of the agencies in the county. And, of course, the churches are not listed, but you can find them in a variety of other places as well. So between churches and all the different agencies we've got serving this community, volunteers should be able to find a nice place to make a fit.
I would hope so.
All right. Well, Gary Bishop here, appreciate all you do for us. And like I said, Volunteer of the Year for last year, and working on, can't repeat, but he's doing such a tremendous job. I mean, one of the things Gary can't do is say no. That's about the only thing, and his only weakness. So we appreciate all you're doing. And keep it up.
Okay, thanks, Kenny.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you being here.
Thanks.
Stick around. A lot more to come here on Community Focus here on Channel 6 TV. Stick around, and we'll be right back.